Well, good Sunday evening, everybody. Time to kick off another wonderful race week. Welcome into the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and our live coverage of the MARS Beardsconsin Mini Stock Series all the way out to California tonight. Irwindale Speedway. This place going away very soon in real life. We are going to come out here and put on a final show on the inner part of the track. This is the flat track, the little quarter mile. Should be a lot of fun. 22 of our mini stock drivers have checked in for tonight's action. Say hey to everybody out there in viewer land. Bill, Tim, Beards, Barbara. And Beards, you're a couple of days early, my friend. Over-unders are on Tuesdays, buddy. Tuesday. 8 shows for you this week. Right here with Mars, and then we'll follow this up tonight with the Aces Up Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series. Tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder back in action. Back-to-back shows at the big blocks and the 360 sprint cars. They reach the midway point at the end of the night for season 25. And then Tuesday night, that is over-under night. And that is the ERA. That's the ERA, guys. And Wednesday night, we got the Truck Series, Midwest Truck Series, back in action. And we'll wrap up Thursday again with the doubleheader. Unfortunately, second show last Thursday night fell prey to a software update glitch. In between the shows, I tried to update these overlays, and it ate itself. I really don't know what happened. I was given a link for a rollback. I downloaded the rollback overnight. Everything seemed to come back. We're looking like we're in great shape tonight. Thank goodness. Hands to heavens that I did not lose everything that I already had built, because this is years worth of work, and I thought I was going to have to start over. Luckily, I do not. We have everything right where we need it. Watching the boys warm up a little here. This series has been so exciting. Very competitive, very close racing, very tight racing. Been great. Yes, roll it over. But if it collects interest, that means you have to go up. So by Tuesday, you may have to choose 9 or 10. I'm just saying. Hey, Jane. Either way, going to be a fun one. A lot going on over the next couple of weeks. All of our regular shows, and then on Turkey Night, on Thanksgiving, we are going to be hosting the 3rd annual Paul Nichols Memorial Turkey Trot 100. Big 100-lap feature, big block modifieds. Every participant is going to get a special prize. They're going to have to go and register for it, but they are going to receive a special prize from the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. 2025 calendars will be sent to everyone that gets registered, every participant in the server that gets registered. We're going to give them a link, have them go over and register for those. So if you're a big block guy and you want to come race with us for 100 laps at Knoxville, then you will enjoy Turkey Night if you're not in a tryptophan coma. We just got about 3 minutes here. We'll tell you what's going on the week after that. The week after that Turkey Trot is the Triple Crown Showdown. Right now we are scrambling, as we have had to change the finale date from December 6th to December 7th, and we are going to have to find a new broadcaster for that night. But I got a feeler out to a guy that was instrumental in keeping DRN going for a long time. Helped us every Monday night for a very long time. He is an EMT in his hometown now, and hopefully we can get him off call and able to do this. Otherwise, we're going to have to go out of house and try to get everybody to stream back to ours. And I don't know how much fun that'll be, but either way, we're going to do it. I cannot be out of the booth or out of race control and be in the booth for that. So we're going to make it happen no matter what. But it's going to be moved to December 7th instead of December 6th. I think I went over this last week one day, but for everybody that knows. Then all the weekly racing, the only series that I know is taken off between now and Christmas is ERA will end, and Red Driver Mighty Midgets will have Thanksgiving off. And then they will go the rest of the year. They will not miss another week till we reach the end of their season at the end of this year. Good to see everybody here. We are getting messages from all of our platforms now. I see our Facebook people. I see our Twitch people. I see our YouTube people. We keep getting spammed off of Twitch. We may have to drop Twitch, but I just try to learn to ignore it now. Dylan Connor right here, 91 car, quickest in the session right now. Not very much quicker than the 90 of Joey Connor. Austin DeMoore, Matt Eddy, and John Sheminsky, the top 5 quick drivers. Here comes DeMoore rolling out. Both of our 7 cars are red tonight. One is Coors, and the other one says behind enemy lines on it. So should be able to distinguish them. Pete Dillon and Austin DeMoore. There's the 77 car. He was out on track a little while ago, and he got off the track, so we took the camera away from him. I think these boys are trying to practice their qualifying laps. So getting down to the end of the practice session. Once they get through qualifying, there's Barry Hines. Once they get through qualifying, we'll be ready for our heat races tonight. Looks like we're going to have 3 heat races. Everybody's going to the features, so the heat races are just for the starting positions, and we'll invert, I believe, the top 8 before we kick off the start. Pit lane, and they don't have pit boxes and all that. We just have to watch the animated pit sequences, but we don't usually watch that anyway. So, all right, that means it's going to be time to get to rolling here. Our qualifying session, only a couple laps, and it's going to go so quick. We're going to be able to focus on a handful of cars. Let's get on our first drivers rolling out here. That's 77 of Sean McLaughlin. I think he's the first to hit the track. If he's not, he's really close to it. Scott Benninger may be just about 5 car lengths ahead of him, but watch the lap times here on our scoring pylon. First ones to come across, Sean McLaughlin, 1570. 1553 for DeMoore, instantly bumps him down. He and Adam Vinny the same lap time. Turnmeyer third quick right now, 1562. John Sheminsky by a couple of thousandths. Sheminsky trying to wrap things up. We're going to go watch, if we can find him, the 91 car. We don't have to. He went straight to the top. Look at that. He is about 4 100ths quicker. 6 100ths quicker. And Joey Connor just finished up. Let's see what Pete Dillon can do. So Dylan Connor, Austin DeMoore, John Sheminsky, Adam Vinny, Joey Connor, the top 5 right now. Pete Dillon 8th quick on lap number 1. One of the last couple cars we're going to get to watch. We need Matt Eddy to go out, but Matt Eddy did not. Dillon slowed down quite a bit on his second lap. Matt Eddy, he is not qualifying. Wonder why the 88 car not qualifying? I will have to ask. I do not have a guess or an answer to that. But 21 of our 22 drivers took time. All right. I still do not know why Matt Eddy did not make his way onto the racing surface, but right now it is Dylan Connor. 15.46 seconds. He is 6/100ths faster than Austin DeMoore, John Chemensky, Adam Vinny, and Joey Connor. Then Peter Brees, Andrew Chemensky, Pete Dillon, Dylan Delaney, Andrew Perry are your top 10. That session's about to end. That means it's time for us to go heat racing. And we're going to line a group up here on this front stretch, getting ready to go. Shows 6. 2 6s, 2 5s, maybe 4 heats. Wow. All right. 35 of Andrew Rutherford will have the pole for heat number 1. Dylan Delaney in the 60 will start on his outside. Joey Connor, the 90, row 2 to the inside next to his teammate, Dylan Connor, the 91, your quick qualifier for the evening. Then Sean McLaughlin, the 77, and the 57 of Barry Hines will make up our third and final row. Does look like we need to reposition a few logos here and there, but we are definitely not going to complain much. This looks a little different. Barry Hines missing his heat race. Interesting. Did not expect Mr. Hines, after making the qualifying effort, to miss his heat. But we're going to kick it off with 5 cars to get things started.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green flag. I heard engine roar. That had to have been the pace car. Oh, look, contact. Door was a little bit open. Rutherford didn't go right to the bottom, and Connor tried to stick it in there. Joey Connor, that is, and those two making contact. Joey Connor slid the car out a little bit, hangs onto it, keeps it facing forward. Delaney trapped on the outside right now. He is going to try and hold off Dylan Connor. I don't know. That's a pretty tall task right there. Second place now, Dylan Connor, and I thought Delaney was going to get down there, and he left just a sliver enough for Joey to get his nose back to the inside again, getting in the corner. You can't run that second groove very long. You're just going to fall to the back real quick. Coming around, will be 4 to go. Rutherford, Connor, out in front, Joey Connor battling with Dylan Delaney. Sean McLaughlin, deep drive into that corner right there. Man, he got up, slid the nose a little. Didn't wreck the car, but he did have to chase it for a second. Does it again coming out of 4. We should be around with 2 to go. We'll go back to the front. I don't think it's decided. It's really close, though. I think if Rutherford can keep that car locked in on the bottom, coming out of 4 the next time, I don't think Connor's going to be able to get the run that he needs to get the nose there before we get down to 3 and 4 on this final lap. Andrew Rutherford. Keep it together for 2 more laps. He's going to win the opening heat. And he'll do just that. Dylan Connor second, Joey Connor third, Sean McLaughlin got by Dylan Delaney. He takes the 4th spot, Delaney 5th, and then Hines did not make the call. So let's get ready for our second heat. This is how we're going to line them up. The 100 of Randy Brunner will have the pole, and he'll have the 33 of Andrew Perry on his outside. Peter Brees, 74 car. Next to Austin Demore in that Coors number 7. That's row number 2. And then John Brunner, 46. Matt Eddy, the 88. And I don't see Matt Eddy making the call either. So we're losing cars left and right. Only 20 go to the feature. Still do not see Matt Eddy. Matt must have had some kind of electronic problem. That's all I can think of. All right, rolling them off, and we will roll them off 5 cars strong. Perry and Brunner, our front row. What in the world just happened? You've got to be kidding me. iRacing just shut down? All right, I'm going to get it restarted. I'll be right back. I'm just going to pause it and put up the emergency screen. All right, guys, it's coming back. It's taking a second to load. That's a new one. That has never happened before. Everything else has acted up, but iRacing has never just shut off before. As soon as we get back where we can get to it, I promise we will have video. You won't have to watch that spinning logo. Although those are pretty cool. That's a new thing for us. Okay, so we can watch this while I get this loaded. We can still watch. I think they're done. I don't know the order. Looked like maybe Brunner won that. We'll get ready for our next heat. Stephen Pierce and Colin Penn will have the front row. Shemensky in row number 2. And then Jeff Brunner is going to have that third row by himself. This is heat number 3. Yeah, it's back, but so far our overlays didn't make it. So we may have to try this again. So we'll go again. I'll make sure. Give them just a second here. We'll get ready to go green. All right, pace car should be getting out of our way. And we're going to take it to green. Colin Penn, Stephen Pierce getting us started. Ready to get this heated. I have no idea how many laps we're at, so we'll try to keep that. I'll try to keep an eye on the finish line or start-finish line crosses. There's our first one. Penn, Pierce, and Andrew Shemensky. 1, 2, 3. John Shemensky being fourth. This group pretty tightly packed here. Jeff Brunner hanging on to these guys. These guys got it singled out pretty quick. The last couple heats did not. They took a little while to get things worked out. Three laps in the books right here. Colin Penn's got that thing locked in on the bottom. Should be coming to complete lap number 4 if my count is right. And I believe that it is. Now side by side, the Shemenskys going at it. John Shemensky moved to the inside on Andrew. Andrew tried to hurry and get the door closed before Brunner got there. And he may have done it. Hello, Mindy. Still Penn out front. This group tightly packed right here. And I think it's just because there's a lack of passing. 6 laps in the books right now, 4 to go. Pierce just not able to find a way to work to the inside and move that 52 car up the hill. Hello, Tiny Dancer. Whoa, big mistake out the back from Shemensky. That was it. Checkered flag right there. Penn, Pierce, Shemensky, John Shemensky. And I thought he was going to go crash the car, but he didn't. Oh, they just came up. Man, that's so sad because I literally was turning that off to redo it. That's just, well, that's a mistake. It took them a while to figure out how to communicate again, so we'll try this one more time. But Bittinger and Turnmeyer are going to have the front row. Then Adam Vinny, Pete Dillon in row 2. And Josh Westendorf will have the back row to himself. I don't know. They may be back. They may not. I don't know. Here we go. Now they're coming back. Hopefully everything will be all right. I don't know what happened there. When iRacing crashed, it might have severed the comm link, and it took a little while for it to grow back. I'm not really sure. I've never had iRacing just crash like that before. That was really interesting. All right, 4th and final heat race. 22 entered the server. 20 will have racing heat races. So if we have to have a B main, it's going to be interesting. But it is time for the green flag to fall, coming here out of turn number 4.
Green, green, green.
Yeah, we're under the green flag once again. Good run on the outside. Turnmeyer got a lot of giddy up to get things started. He is going to stay door to door. Literally, they are sharing paint down there in 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1. And Turnmeyer, just by a smidge, I think, got that lap. Side by side in the front. They're almost side by side in row number 2. And Adam Vinny is going to get behind Pete Dillon now. So I think Bittinger starting to prevail just a little bit. A lot of contact coming out of that corner into 3 and 4 again. That's going to open the door for Pete Dillon now. Bittinger got Turnmeyer to get out of the way. But Marvin Turnmeyer way down on the flat, and he got in the door of the 64 of Adam Vinny. Both drivers able to continue. But the lead now taken away in the scuffle between Bittinger and Turnmeyer. The door got open, and Pete Dillon jumped right through it. Vinny held on for third. Josh Westendorf in that 4th spot. And he started the season off like a house of fire. He led most of the first feature. Late wreck. Come back the next week having a good run. Just couldn't catch a break. Finally got himself a podium finish. Now running 4th in this heat. Turnmeyer's a little bit off the pace right now. He is a good 7/10 of a second behind Westendorf. And Bittinger may be making a move to go to the high side. Well, he might be just running a wider arc. Try to get down the corner. We're on the white flag lap, coming out of 2. I thought they were going to get a little bumper tag right there. Didn't happen as Bittinger backed it up. So Pete Dillon go on to victory in heat number 4. Bittinger second, Vinny third, Westendorf and Turnmeyer rounding some things out. So a few drivers got some work to do. I think we're going to end up with a B main because we had the number of cars to do it. But I think the guys that make it out, unless Eddie and... Wow, now I've forgotten who else. I was going to make it a point to remember that, and I didn't. Unless those 2 drivers just don't get in there. Oh, it was Barry Hines. Unless the 2 guys don't get in, nobody will get eliminated. Now, if those 2 make it back for our B mains, 6 cars racing for 4 spots. I think that's what we got here. Delaney and Brunner will have the front row. That's John Brunner, the 46. Jeff Brunner, 164, row 2 to the inside next to Marvin Turnmeyer, who we saw in the last heat. And then Barry Hines and Matt Eddy, and they both have made it. So these 4 guys going to race for 2 spots, or 4 spots, 4 spots. 10 laps. This inner track not quite as well lit as the outer, I tell you. Not that the outer is magnificently lit, don't get me wrong. All right, we should get our green flag this time when we get down here to turn number 4. Elimination time.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. LCQ, 4 spots up for grabs. Dylan Delaney with a pretty good start. John Brunner's going to run a little wide out of turn 2. That opens the door for Marvin Turnmeyer, who started right behind him and immediately hopped on the throttle and jumped to the inside. They'll go side by side. Oh, that time Brunner real wide on the exit. That's going to open it up. That's going to cost him a spot for sure. He'll fall to third. Jeff Brunner right in front. Matt Eddy's working the high side on him. Oh, car turned around. Two of them in the infield. Hines and Brunner. They made contact. Both cars spun out. Barry Hines finally finds gear. He'll get it going, but he and Jeff Brunner on the outside looking in. Delaney's got the lead. Turnmeyer, John Brunner, and Matt Eddy are 4 transfer cars for right now. Jeff Brunner quite a ways behind, and Barry Hines just barely out in front of the leaders. He needs a caution of some kind or somebody else to have bad luck because they're coming around. It's going to be 5 to go this time. He needs mechanical failures and or a caution if he's going to have a shot at getting into that 35-lap feature tonight. He's about to get lapped. He just takes it straight to pit road, gets out of the way. He's going to let them battle it out at the front. Turnmeyer trying to put some pressure here on Delaney late. Just can't quite get to his bumper. Got down on the flat, got the car to rotate, but he just doesn't have the exit speed that he needs. Two to go that time. John Brunner still in the third spot. Matt Eddy has closed the gap on him. I just think he's content to take the spot in the feature and then try to work his way around. This is going to be interesting, this feature. White flag one more time around. Jeff Brunner on track, but he's a couple of laps down. He is way back there. So we'll come out of 3 and 4. Delaney and Turnmeyer 1 and 2. They're going to the feature. Matt Eddy got around Brunner late, but they both should be in the final 2 rows of tonight's 35-lap A main. And all that's left, a few minutes of warm-up. And we'll put our 20 cars out here and get this thing rolling. Quick reminders, if you're just joining us, show number 2 coming up about 9:30 Eastern. Aces Up Sim Sports. Pro Challenge Series 410 Wing Sprint cars. I think at Weed Sport again. We went there last week, and it was an interesting show. We'll say that. And they go back there again this week. And then there isn't one for this? That's funny. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Thunder, Dirt Slingers Racing League. Got the Rocket K Logistics Big Block Modifieds. 8 o'clock Eastern, and they'll turn around and follow it up 9:30 Eastern with the Jess and Jim Steakhouse 360 Wing Sprint cars. Round number 5 for that group already. They have had a great season. First time in about 2 years they brought sprint cars back, and it has not disappointed. It's been fantastic racing. Watching many series around that are streamed, some of the best racing on the service right now is happening on Monday nights over there for DSRL. Tuesday night, ERA, their late model stock car series back in action again. And then we'll follow the Midwest Truck Series, their tour. That's Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern. No, 8:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, 8:30 Eastern. And we'll be right back to our Mighty Midget Series on Thursday night. I know Bill is here. I don't know if Randy's watching or not. I know he's racing, and I know Barbara's here. All of your shirts were black or gray, correct? Because I think we only got one red one in the bunch with the random wheel spinner deal. So I think that one's still here. Nobody got a red shirt, right? I think we're going to see a lot of side-by-side action tonight. I think we're going to see some door banging. Might even see some bumper bumping. You're going to have to get down. You're going to have to give somebody a shove just like that. Try to get them off the line, but then you're going to have to be in a position where you can take advantage of them moving out of the way and drive right there, just like that. That was about as good as it gets. That's in the warm-up. That was a pretty good shot right there. Thank you, Bill. I got some charcoal, some black, and I got one red one. And I'm pretty sure the red one is still over there in that box. Oh. Whew. I don't know if we're going to see, oh boy. I don't know if we're going to see any of that three-wide stuff. If we do, that'll sure make it interesting. But I think we are going to see some side-by-side, and like we watched those two right there, Penn and Connor, I think we're going to see a little bit of pushing, a little bit of bumping. It's not egregious. I don't think it's, just kind of part of it, but if you're going to pass somebody, you may have to move them. Short track racing. I mean, we'll take a look real quick. You're talking about less than a third of a mile. Just a touch over a quarter. And I don't know what that big whoop-de-doo on that track map is. That is so out of whack. That is terrible. This thing is 0.3 of a mile, and wow. I mean, as close as these cars run, even as they are, you got to force that guy to make a mistake, or you got to, kind of push and shove your way through it just a little bit. So we'll get ready for our 35-lap feature. I don't know if Mr. Rundle is watching or not. I haven't seen him pipe in the chat. I know he went to B-Dubs today to watch some team play football. He must be a glutton for punishment. That's all I can say about that. And I guess he did not have a great experience while he was there, but I don't know if he's watching it or not. If he is, he probably could say hi in the chat and let us know he's watching. But, hey, to each his own. Take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's 35-lap feature. It's going to be Scott Bittinger and Stephen Pierce on our front row. That's the 69, the 24 cars. The 74 and the 91. Peter Brees inside. Dylan Connor outside row number 2. The rest of the field's in trouble. That 91 car way too close to the front already. Expect him to race hard, try to grab the front, and then manage this thing like no other. Keep an eye on that blue car. Pete Dillon, 7 car. Row number 3 to the inside with 52 of Colin Penn. Then Andrew Perrin, 33. Andrew Rutherford, the 35. That's row 4. Row 5, the 90 of Joey Connor. Next to the other 7 car, Austin DeMore. And then John Shemensky, the 99. Adam Vinny, the 64, making up a row number 6. Sean McLaughlin to 77, Randy Brunner to the 100. That's your 7th row. Your 8th row, Andrew Shemensky to 53, Josh Westendorf to 92. Then Dylan Delaney in the 60 and Marvin Turnmeyer in the 16. 88 of Matt Eddy and the 46 of John Brunner, rows 9 and 10. Those guys all coming out of that LCQ. 35 laps of green flag racing. Boys are ready to get at it. I think I'm ready for them to get at it. Let's see how this goes with side-by-side racing. Base car getting out of the way.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. We're underway. I expect the 91 car to get a little bit in a hurry here. He would like to get those rows cleared out so he doesn't have to race side by side, start picking the guys in front of him off. Too many laps of this side by side stuff, and he may not be able to manage the race the way that he wants to. Right now, it's side by side for the front 3 rows. Now Pete Dillon breaks free into 5th. He and Cowboy contact. There goes Andrew Perry. Here's a big slippity slide. Everybody cautioning up. Let's go back. I don't think that Adam Vinny, I think he becomes a part of this. Yeah, I don't think he is this. Happens right there. 33 cars, the one that kind of gets it going. Oh, whoa, he's got hooked. That's why we got the big caution. Okay. I did not see that happen back there. If we go back. This is kind of where it all starts right here. And, you know, Penn got into Pete Dillon because he got pushed into him by the 33. 33 through the infield, and he just kept it going. All the rest of that happened in behind because everybody was trying to miss that incident. So Bittinger had the lead, Pierce, Brees, Dylan Connor, Pete Dillon, Colin Penn, Andrew Perry, Andrew Rutherford, Joey Connor, and John Chemensky were the top 10 at the time of caution. You got black. Thank you, Barbara. I'll have to ask Randy. I don't know if his was black or they call it charcoal. Just that red one, I'm positive, is in that box. I'm going to hold on to that one for a special giveaway. All right, we're doubled up. I think we're going to get ready to go green this time coming out of 4. We only got a couple of laps in.
Green flag, green flag.
Pace car just firing away from the field right there. He's loud. Oh, another pushy push. Push the 24 up the hill, and now that opens the door. Dylan Connor. Scott Benninger grabbed the lead. Connor's going to have to work on the outside of Brees and Pete Dillon now. And we're going to go yellow behind. We got cars spinning. Dylan Delaney looks like he's part of it. That black 60 car got to the inside of Marvin Turnmeyer, now coming off of the corner. Little door bang. Oh, Sean McLaughlin off the nose of the 16 and collects the 60. So tight, close quarters racing. I'm telling you, we're going to see this. I don't see any damage to any of these cars, but we are going to see. All that touch. You saw that restart. And Pierce is going to get his spot back because they hadn't completed the lap. But this time Connor looks like he's going to line up behind Bittinger. So the lights are off. That means we're going to double back up. Bittinger and Pierce are the first row. Connor and Brees in row 2. Dillon and Penn row 3. Perry and Rutherford are in row 4 right now. Pace cars away. Green flag back in the air. Starting to lap number 5. A good start this time for Pierce. Had about a half a car getting into the corner. He's got half a car right now getting into 3 and 4. Bittinger fighting back hard on the bottom. And he's got to because Connor is right behind him. There's a car dipping out. That's Pete Dillon. I don't know what happened to him, but he dipped all the way from the apron, clear to the fence, and he is going to fall all the way to 14th from 4th. Still side by side at the front. Stephen Pierce.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution in behind. Why is that not rotating? Peter Brees was in this. You know what? And Austin DeMore looks like he's got a piece of it. He and Andrew Perry sharing doors right there, big time. 3 wide getting in the corner. Oh, my. Yeah, that's a pretty good hit right there. So, bumping and grinding, just like I said, it's going to be, interesting. Bumping and grinding and touching and feeling and all that stuff. So we'll get them realigned. A little bit of a rough start to this one. Still Bidinger out in front. Pierce still second. Connor is third. Penn fourth. Perry fifth. Actually, that's Andrew Rutherford. Andrew Rutherford in that 5th spot. Joey Connor and then Andrew Perry. John Sheminsky, Marvin Turnmeyer, Adam Vinny up to 10th. Couple of quick laps and a caution. So far, that is exactly what has happened. Irwindale's tough, and the inner is even tougher because it's flat. There's just nothing for you to get a hold of down there. You go on the apron, the car starts to really get free, and these cars get free enough, apparently. Pace cars away, green flag, back in the air. Starting lap number 8, and a good push from Penn onto Pierce, and Pierce will grab the lead, getting into 1 and 2. He got a great push from behind on that start. And now Colin Penn's going to be the car on the outside trying to fight, take spots away. Bidinger still locked side by side. Connor trapped behind, looking for any opening. Those two touch again on the exit. You'll see that 91 car drop right to the bottom, and he'll beat him into the next corner. Try to make that his. Andrew will go right back behind that because Andrew Perry had his hands full for a moment. Had his teammate Turnmeyer right behind, and Joey Connor was looking to the high side. Now the crossover move from the 90, and it didn't work. Couldn't beat him to the entrance of the corner. And Perry will close in on that battle in front. That's Colin Penn, and Rutherford is now. Dylan Connor clears Bidinger, and he's up to second. Stephen Pierce going to have his hands full momentarily. It's 0.8 of a second at the moment. We're going to be around to 23 to go this next time. Bidinger still third. Rutherford and caution. Randy Brunner. I think he gets involved in something here. The 100 car. That's Sean McLaughlin behind. I think the video evidence speaks for itself. So we were getting some things rolling, and now it's going to be interesting on this front row. Pierce has the lead. He got pushed out there by Colin Penn. And now he's going to have Scott Bidinger lined up behind him. Or if he goes to the outside, he could have Andrew Rutherford lined up behind him. We'll see about that, whoever's willing to give that push. And I would imagine that if he lines up in front of Bidinger, Bidinger probably would try to give him a push because he'd like to get side by side again with Dylan Connor so they can battle for second again. keep going back through the field here. Colin Penn, Andrew Perry, Joey Connor, Marvin Turnmeyer, John Sheminsky. And then Adam Vinny still in 10th. Andrew Sheminsky behind that. Matt Eddy, John Brunner, Pete Dillon, Dylan Delaney, Josh Westendorf, Randy Brunner, and Sean McLaughlin. Peter Brees and Austin DeMore. Off track, Peter Brees looks like he is going to come out of the pits and rejoin the field. So we'll still have 13. DeMore's car hit that wall so hard, so flat, I would imagine the engine expired on that one. So we will probably get the one to go signal right here. We'll still have 23 laps remaining. 12 laps in the books. Caution number 4. And Beards, I think you probably would have missed it anyway with your 5, but I'm just saying. All right, we're going to double them up. We're going to get ready to go green out of turn number 4. Pierce got the lead on the last restart with a good push from behind.
Green flag, green flag.
And he's not going to get it this time because Connor just absolutely timed it perfect. He'll have the momentum and he'll have the lead getting into 3 and 4. Oh, big drive down into the corner from Stephen Pierce. He pulled right back alongside and went right by Connor. Just when I thought Connor was going to be able to lock it down and put this thing on cruise control, Stephen Pierce. Bonsai move into the corner, and he got it to stick. He'll have the lead coming around 21 times. He needs to hold off the 91 car. But 35 moving to the high side of the 69 of Bittinger. Rutherford trying to make a bid to take third away. He got him stacked up behind, 2 wide, 5 deep. We're talking about all the way back to Andrew Sheminsky back there in about 12th. Oh, cars. Oh, off the nose and sideways. That's a big crash. That is a very big crash. Joey Connor, the one that's going to end up in this? Yeah, the 90 car, I think, is going to be coming off. Oh, he just drifts up. Wow, I don't know that Turnmeyer could have done anything. He was right on line. The 90 car just moved up off the bottom right there. I thought that was a case of racing too close and maybe a little too much touchy-feely. But I don't think that was the case. I think the 90 just got a little tight through there, or he had to chase the back end a little bit. And so we're going to have 19 laps remaining, and we're working caution number 5. So now Pierce got to do it again. He knows what happened on the last restart. He cannot be asleep. He has got to anticipate the start, and he's got to be through the gears perfect. 91 ain't missing. Bittinger, Rutherford, Penn. Then John Sheminsky, Adam Vinny up to 8th. Andrew Sheminsky in 9th. And Matt Eddy now inside the top 10. Pete Dillon, after whatever issue it was he had early in this race, like lap 3, he fell all the way to about 14th. He is in 11th, trying to work his way back into the top 10. Lot going on here. We've been at this for just a minute in this feature. Tight, small track. It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of banking to it. These cars so even that side by side is inevitable at some place on the track. I thought Connor had the lead. He got so far out in front on that high side. Pierce was willing to drive the car hard down the corner. He was able to get it woed up. Keep it locked in on that bottom. Took the lead back. We'll see how this restart goes. Pierce needs to be on it.
Green flag, green flag.
A little better start, a lot more even this time for the 24 car. Out of 2, he's going to clear the 91. Scott Bittinger now is going to work to the inside. They're starting to stack up behind because Colin Penn worked down to the inside of Rutherford in the 35 right there. We're going to start stacking them up 2 wide, several deep. That's 5, 6 rows, 7 rows deep, it looks like, behind the leader. And he wants them to race side by side. He can use the whole track, be nice and smooth on his entries, get the car in, rotate it, get it out. Little contact between the 69 and the 91. They'll come back together side by side down here. 3 and 4. We're clicking the laps off now. 16 to go. Connor working the car, and he's going to clear Bittinger. Can he get to the bottom? Bittinger was not. Oh, he got a push from behind. I thought he wasn't willing to drive it down in there, but Colin Penn said it'll stick. Here we go. Pushed him down there, but too little, too late. And now Dylan Connor has second. Bittinger into third by himself, and it's Colin and Rutherford side by side for fourth. Andrew Perry kind of stuck in there solo, and he was in between 2 sets of cars that were 2 wide. 1 in front, 1 set behind. Almost got turned around last time. Shemensky, Adam Vinny still in 8th and on the high side, trying to figure out how to get around these guys. You don't want the other Shemensky to get to the inside, but he's going to fight. Trying to keep it up there. Rutherford with a nice crossover, and he should move on the inside. He cut that corner off just a little bit in turn number 2. Got to the inside in 3. Yeah, he is going to work around. Let's go watch the gap. It's just over 6 tenths, almost 7 tenths now of a second, first to second. Laps are clicking off pretty quickly here. We're down to 11. Stephen Pierce got a good restart that last time. Able to grab the lead all by himself. Now the gap starts to shrink just a little bit. 10 to go. Connor knows he's got to go. Pierce is just going to have to run a good, smooth line. Make that 24 car super wide when the 91 gets there, because I don't think it's if he gets there. I think it's just when does he get there. Bittinger still in third. These 3 have broken a long ways away from Rutherford, Perry, and now Adam Vinny up to 6th. Vinny started the season off with back-to-back wins. Has another podium to his credit this season. It'll be 7 to go this time, and the gap is still just over half a second. Six to go, and it's still a half second. Connor second, Bittinger, Rutherford, Vinny up to 5th. Perry behind that, then Dylan, John Shemensky, Peter Brees, Sean McLaughlin back in the top 10. Gap staying the same. Lap times, man, they are so close. 1560 to 64 for your front 2. We're inside the wave lap. We're coming around. It's going to be 4 to go this time, coming out of 3 and 4. And that gap is not shrinking. Stephen Pierce is maintaining. In fact, opened it up about a tenth of a second. 91 car starting to run a lot wider arcs now. Cuts the center pretty flat. But he really arcs the car off getting down the corner. Lost another tenth of a second the last 2 laps. We're going to come around. It's going to be 2 to go this time. Stephen Pierce. Got to hang on. And I don't know. Bittinger's getting close. He may get down there. If he can get just a little closer, he may try to bump and run the 91. But a podium right now is a good finish. No sense in chancing it. White flag in the air coming out of turn 2. Half a lap to go for Stephen Pierce. Stephen Pierce is going to pick up his first win in Mars competition right here at Irwindale Inner. Connor second, Bittinger third, Adam Vinny with a nice recovery. Comes home in fourth. Pete Dillon in that fifth spot tonight. So we'll find our top three. We'll have some quick interviews here. I say that. I have no idea. They may want to talk. You never know. Bittinger, Connor, and Pierce. And I know Pierce is in here somewhere. I just don't know where. Well, I thought he was. Could have swore I saw his name. Well, we'll have to wait just a minute for these boys to make it. Scott Bittinger's here, so let's grab Scott and let's talk to him. Scott Bittinger, you got a copy?
Oh my gosh, Roger, it's so nice to talk to you, man.
Well, it's been a long time since we've had a chance to chat, especially with a podium finish for the 69. It looked like several restarts there, and you were able to fend the 91 off, and then finally the 24, he just got a launch on you.
Yeah, he definitely had a really good restart there. Wow, I'm so surprised on this. I am not an asphalt driver. I took a break for a while and told the wife I missed it and wanted to come back and run with these guys because I love this group. Good, competitive, clean racing. And yeah, I mean, this track is really, really tough. You really got to protect that bottom. I don't know how the 24 was able, I don't know how Steven was able to get around me up top there, but hats off to him. He ran really good to stay in there and keep fighting and do that. And, you know, good run to him.
It looked like everybody was fighting for the bottom, and sometimes a little bit of touching and rubbing, it really didn't upset the cars that bad if you weren't real physical with it. These short tracks like this, that's probably how you're going to have to race it. But tonight, it looked like some guys were able to make some really good, smart, clean passes, and that's kind of tough on a flat track.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's a short track racing. I mean, it's really short, and yeah, it's wide, but it's still tight because you want that bottom. You got to hit that apron, and I was struggling with that, and then I figured it out running laps behind Dylan there in practice, and got that figured out. And I've been struggling figuring out these cars, and when I seen them doing that, and I knew that's what had to be done. And, you know, the invert worked in my favor to start on the pole. I probably, if I'd have started mid-pack, I wouldn't be talking to you. But, you know, there on that one restart, I got under Dylan there, and I got to thinking, man, if I clear this, you know, I'm going to have to restart up high. So I kind of backed off a little bit and let him get clear and just kind of protected for a restart on the bottom. Unfortunately, we didn't have another restart, but you know, I'll take third with 0 incident points any day.
All right, man. Well, an awesome run. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
All right. So I'm not completely up to date with all the sponsors for the league, but I want to say Beardsconsin and Scrub a Dub Car Wash. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to play catch-up and all. I want to thank Fat Boys Motorsports. You know, Sean, he's out on ship still. Should be coming back in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll be joining back in the league here soon. I want to thank my wife, my kids, for letting me do this. Sponsors, I want to thank Dubby, excuse me, KDC Photography, and Juddy Designs. I mean, the paints, they're always just immaculate till I scratch them up. But hey. But yeah, and thank you, Roger. Thank you for the broadcast.
All right, man. Congrats on a great run. We'll look forward to seeing you back here next week, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. You too.
That is Scott Bittinger. And now we'll grab our second place finisher. We have talked to this guy since his appearance on Digital Sim Sports Network. It's pretty much been weekly multiple times. And Dylan Connor, tonight you're one spot short. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Dylan, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Sorry about that. I was saying to the fans that tonight you're going to be one spot short of the top, but we have talked to you pretty much multiple times a week since you appeared on the network. And these little cars look like they're a ton of fun. Tonight you're just a tiny bit behind the 24.
Oh yeah, they're a blast to race. I just before the last caution, I wish we could have stayed green right there. I was right there on them. I probably could have got a little more aggressive and made the move, but I didn't want to do nothing to take us out at the halfway point in the race. And then we got that caution, and me and Scott had a good race side by side for a few laps, and it allowed him to go ahead and get a pretty good gap. And it was just I had gotten too tight from racing so hard at that point in the race. It was just too big of a gap to run down at that point.
It looked like everybody was fighting for the same piece of real estate, and if you're up on the top side, you really had to do something super aggressive, and every time you do that, that's really hard on the tires. And even though it's a short race, heating up the tires, you're going to lose a whole lot. It just seemed like you were kind of not really all that excited about getting that aggressive.
Yeah, just was having to pinch Scott down quite a bit right there on when we went back green. Just leaning on his door a little bit, just hoping he'd make a mistake to where I could finally get to the bottom. You couldn't really go nowhere if you were stuck on the top. So, like I said, I was able to get around him, but Steven ran a good race. He was able to go ahead and get a good gap on that last start to where it was just a little too far for me to catch him.
Well, an awesome run, man. Give me some shout-outs real quick, and we'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank you for being in the booth for us always. I want to thank Bam, Scrub-a-Dub. I feel like there's one I'm missing. I'm still getting used to the ones in this league, but I want to thank my sponsors, Puryear Race Parts, Chris and Alan Puryear with Cold War Banker Elite, my buddy Caleb, and Beardsconsin. That was the last one.
All right, man. Congrats on another great run. I'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday night, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Dylan Connor finishing in second, and now we're glad that he made the trip in. We hadn't gotten to talk to this guy as a winner, but Stephen Pierce, you held off one of the better ones, and you're going to take it home from Irwindale tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. I thought we were actually pretty slow. We hit the invert pretty good. Got lucky in the heat race, starting second. Finished second in the heat race, and then started second in the race. Got to the lead about halfway.
Yeah, it looked like you were really aggressive there on the outside on that restart when you took the lead to clear Bittinger. And then after that, I thought for a moment you might have given the lead up to Connor there on one of those restarts. You learned something on that one that you didn't do on the next one, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's always tough up there, especially when he's on the outside. But I was just lucky to get that gap after that last caution.
Well, awesome. I mean, it's going to be your first win at Mars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. Give me a bunch of shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate with the big trophy.
Yeah, thank P&P Motorsports, Colin Penn, Mars for putting on the race, and that's pretty much it.
All right, man. Congrats again. We'll look forward to seeing you back. See if you can go back-to-back next week, sir.
All right, thank you.
That is Stephen Pierce picking up tonight's main win. Let's take a look at our results. There they come. Pierce, Connor, and Bittinger, 1, 2, 3. Adam Vinny. Late part of the race, he really started picking up a lot of spots. He was 10th on the last restart. By the time we get to the end, he comes home in 4th. Pete Dillon, 5th. Andrew Rutherford in 6th. Andrew Perry, 7th. John Szymanski, 8th. Sean McLaughlin was 9th. Josh Westendorf with another top 10 run. He finishes there in that 10th spot. Randy Brunner, 11th. Matt Eddy, 12th. Colin Penn, 13th. John Brunner, 14th. 15th was Dylan Delaney. Andrew Szymanski in 16th. Peter Brees, 17th. Marvin Turnmeyer, 18th. Joey Connor in 19th. And Austin DeMore, 20th this evening. Well, that does it for another round of Mars. These cars are a lot of fun to watch. They are so closely matched up. that it's all really about the driver and making no mistakes and being very smooth, and that makes this racing a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Do not forget, we'll be back. Let's take a look and see what time. What time is it? In about 30 minutes, we will be back live with Aces Up Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series 410 Wing Sprint Cars. Be sure you drop back in and say hi. If you can't, join us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Monday Night Thunder Dirt Slingers Racing League and their Big Block Series at 8. 360 Sprint Cars at 9:30. The rest of the week fills in. 8 races over 5 days. Appreciate you being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the great leagues doing this fantastic racing like we just saw. There's nothing for us to cover. Pats on the back all the way around for that.